Welcome back to the Center for Off-Road Research and Shenanigans, and tonight we're going to look at two 1/24 scale bouncers, and the one on the left is the MoFo RC mini bouncer. The one on the right is the E1. The E1 is one I built previously and gutted the Trail Mobile tonight to rebuild it because I thought it'd be kind of fun. The Trail Mobile didn't really do that great anyway for some reason. Don't know why, but they're both riding on the Mudslinger tires. There are some differences that we'll look at and some similarities. Just to bring you up to speed, I've got a 9-gram weight up front, one in the back. It's got the high clearance links and brass in the front. This one has the equivalent brass in the front, except this has the 13-gram one with the skid plate and no brass on the back at all. This one has kinetic shocks in the back, the E1. It also has a barrage motor, and in order to put the barrage in there, you got to do some shoehorning, and I was able to do that. The MoFo RC has a stock motor, which I think I actually like better. It's just they knew what they're doing when they put it in. The other main difference is when you see them both together, you'll notice the ESCs are in opposite places. The MoFo RC has the ESC in the front, battery in the back. E1 has a battery in the front, ESC in the back. And the MoFo one I like a lot because I can literally turn it off easily with the switch on the side. I don't have to have anything special. With the E1, I had to shave the switch off or it does not fit within the frame rails, at least in this application with my double-sided tape. And what I did on the E1 was add an extension cord for the battery. And just a side note, the battery on this one is very hard to get in and out. You got to kind of fish it through. It would be better without this plate here, but it looks cool, so I put it on there. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't have it, but it looks cool. It would be easier without it, but I keep it. I also cut the side out of here for my heat sinks. This one has only one heat sink on the bottom because I did not cut the side out yet. I may yet do that, but it doesn't get hot. It's pretty lightweight. They both have Emax servos, and let's do a little bit of running video to compare them. This one has the flex blades. This is an entire MoFo creation with the flex blades, the MoFo bouncer body. This one has mudslingers on the back only, stock on the front. I know from previous experience, when the E1 gets a lot of flex in it, it just flips upside down. It's not super great when you put torque behind it when it has a lot of ability to flex. So just from the short time I've run it, that I found I do like it better with a little bit less flex. In fact, I may even dekinetic this one altogether because it still may have a bit too much. But given equal tires, let's have some drives and see which one does what. Start off with the E1. Has a little more weight on the nose. Oh, the other difference I did not mention before is the E1 can only run with C10 front suspension. It cannot run with the deadbolt because there isn't enough physical room between the servo and the front of the body. The MoFo RC can run any suspension you want. I'm getting a little bit of tipping right here. I almost feel like the E1, see how it lays over sideways? That's a torque roll. Well, that was the chance for the E1. Here comes the MoFo mini bouncer. In fairness, the flex blades on the mini bouncer do not allow for as much travel in the suspension, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you can see here that it's gone to full flex as well. And it completes the full drive. Alright, once again we'll run the E1 first. They have the same tires. The tires is not an issue. The E1 has a little more brass on the front and trail wheels. E1 has no problem. MoFo RC also no problem. I call this section of my course the walls, and for that reason it's got some 90-degree angles, and they're pretty steep. And if you don't do this area perfect, you can dump any car. But first up is the E1. I'm going to try to do a hook line here, just because it's a pretty steep climb and you're asking a lot of the truck to make it up any other way. No problem for the E1. Try it with the MoFo. Gotta get it hooked just right. If you approach this at the wrong angle, it's not going to work. I call it the hook line because you have to hook a tire over the edge and kind of hang it from the car, or hang the car from the tire. And this is one where approach angle is everything. There we go. Nope. It's feeling that extra brass in the tail right now. The E1 is nose heavy. This one is a 60-40 rig. I'm not sure what the E1 is yet. I haven't measured it. Oh, but you can see once I got the angle right, driver error, it goes up just fine as well. We'll try some of the other lines in the walls area. This time the idea is to go up this rock and this rock. And it's a pretty good step climb. It asks a lot of the truck. You see the high clearance links doing their job. That was pretty simple, actually. Digging the servo horn into the rock. Neither truck has a problem with that. We're going to move over a little bit to the right and run the next line up the walls here. E1 starts it again. Got a bit of chatter there. I feel like the E1 might even be better with less articulation. Having to back out of it to save it from flipping over. Let me change the camera position. Alright, the truck was not moved since the last shot. Not quite what it's hoping for. Next is the MoFo mini bouncer. Same place. Trying to keep the frame from hanging out. As you can see there, it's kind of catching the rear axle on a rock. Makes it, but it wasn't pretty. This next line straddles the pit of despair, so start off with the E1 again, since it was my first crawler that was a mini bouncer. Both of these are 3D printed. Muggsy Hood was nice enough to print the E1 for me. MoFo RC is the source of the obviously MoFo mini bouncer, and that had no problem whatsoever. This is more of a driver line. It's not that hard, it's not that technical, so long as you put your wheels in the right place. No problem for that one either. The next one is the stairs, and this one does cause problems for a lot of my vehicles. Only my Scrambler camo car does it really well. Seems like the Mudslinger tires don't do quite as well on this rock, but I'll run both lines, and I might do them individually because I want to do a good showing for each. This will be the first attempt to do the E1 up this particular part of the course. I have no idea how it's going to do. Hopefully great, because I just think it would be cool to have more than one car that does this easily. It should have a little advantage because it has the extra brass on the nose and not a lot of weight on the tail. The front wheels should be able to pull the back end up easily, since the back is pretty light. Several minutes later. Oh, that's what happens. Out the top. I want to give the E1 one more chance at this. I feel like if I got it right, it should go up the same as the other one. With the C10 suspension on this, it does have a little bit more aft center of gravity normally. That's why I have the extra weight on the nose. Sometimes if you let these hunt a little bit, they'll find the spot they like to be at. That's why I was just letting it kind of spin its wheels there. get after it a little bit to make it up there. Now it's too far over and I'm risking a flip. Trying to work the back end over to the right again. Right now it's caught on the point. There's a ledge on the right that if I give up that purchase of the front wheel, it's not going to handle it well. If I drive it past that ledge without having the front support on the top rock, it usually goes badly. There we go. That's where that extra flex in the rear axle with the kinetics really helped it. Let me pull the other one out of the way of it up top. We'll see if we can't finish the climb here. We've gone from the most technical climb on my course to the steepest. And I cannot remember if I practiced this with the E1 or not yet. I don't think I have. So you're seeing the first run of this car on this course as well. And it gets really steep here. And if that front end starts going to the right, it's all done. Did that really well. That was actually a pretty great climb for that. Now the MoFo RC mini bouncer. The nice thing about this is you can really make this one stand up. It'll run a steep line. It doesn't act like it's going to tip over like some of my other cars. The other thing about it, you could see in that run there, I could crawl it much slower. I didn't have to use any momentum to get it to pull itself up. My other cars, I have to use just a little momentum usually, but they both did that really well. The last run of the night, we'll do a little hill climb, and being cardboard, this will flex and kind of bow, so it gets a little steeper near the top. We're not even a car length up, it's already picked up a tire. Can it make it to the top? Not quite. MoFo RC, same line. Stayed flat, no problem all the way up. I'll make it a little steeper. It made it all the way up, so that's a good climb. Let me try the other one again real quick. Just want to see how I can handle this grade here. That's the E1. MoFo RC bouncer for the win. I think the best thing I can do for the E1 is to take the kinetics off the back. It'll limit that travel and the torque twist, and that will help keep the wheel on the ground. I think that less travel in the E1 will be all around better for it. It's such a lightweight vehicle. Actually, the best thing would probably be to buy a set of flex blades and put it on that too. I think it'll turn into a pretty capable crawler then, but for now, the MoFo RC bouncer just takes it. It's subjectively, it feels more planted, and you can tell they're close. It just has a little bit of an edge, and you can see that tonight.